Hi everyone, here we go. We are a legit group right now. This is a year and a bit later. We started a year ago, January, right? So we're over a year now doing this. But now we got a full blown setup. You know what the best part about Canna over here? She likes taking pictures of herself.
Yeah,
she's got full blown herself.
That's my job.
She's got her full blown self on there.
Oh, they're tuning in for this purpose.
It's all about her. Right?
Yeah, I see that. Nobody else is here. There's just her.
I've captured a great many photos on the sly, especially of the ginger here.
Oh, really? Without me knowing, too.
All right, hi everybody.
No, I was sitting there looking right at you. Like,
we are going to have an amazing show. Hi everybody. My name is Dr. Ira Price, and we are here to bridge the gap between the medical world and the lifestyle world, as well as the
legacy
market. And we have an amazing show today. We've got some really awesome people here. The usual suspects. We've got, what's your name?
My name is Tyler.
Right, Tyler, okay, funny story. I won't get too off topic because we really need to stay on topic today. Tyler says, now we have earphones and we no longer have to yell at each other. That's super ironic. And for anybody who's watching, you know that's super ironic because that's what he does best is yell at me.
It's an inside joke.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. And then we also have here amazing other humans that connected at CannaCrawl this past weekend. Super glad to have them here. We have Daniel, known as the Stoner Chef.
Yes, Danny Raposo. That's my name, and they call me the Stoner Chef Canada.
That's amazing. Want to hear all about that? We spoke about it a little early on. I said shut up so that we don't fucking... so we don't give it away. We're going to attempt...
you're going to be broke.
We're broke every week.
Let me look. I might as well just throw $20 fucking in there.
There you go. I think I finally...
I'm horrible.
This will go to...
I'm horrible. So I'll throw $20 in there
cannabis.
now, and I'll get all my shits and fucks out of there now. So
good.
Danny loses.
And then on the other side here, we have...
Someone wins.
We have the CannaCanuck, otherwise known as Canna.
Yes.
Because, why not?
Exactly. So it makes things easy.
Yeah.
Keeps them private, and once in a while, with being so prominent on Instagram, sometimes you've got to keep it that way.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, especially, us. We gotta, because of our notoriety.
Yes, you guys.
All those DMs we get.
He's gotten them. He knows. He knows the pain.
I get that. I mean, everybody knows who I am. Like
Thanks. You just made me feel like shit.
Yeah, I know. I don't mean it that way. I mean, they might not know me in the cannabis industry. They might have heard of me and stuff like that. But I mean, before all this cannabis stuff, I was on TV. I did a bunch of... So everybody knows my name anyway, so I don't mind giving my name out.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I really don't care.
You shouldn't mind.
But Canna's, I can see why. That's eye candy there, and she's got a beautiful family
kids.
And kids, and that's most important, so I want to try to keep her safe, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of you.
Yeah.
It just makes it easier. My actual name is really difficult to pronounce and harder to remember, so why not?
Yeah. I know it.
Well, we won't mention it then. And then, of course, we have Lucas on the other side of us over there, and he's doing his usual... Listen, we got an original... We finally got it all together. We
can give Lucas credit for setting up the nice setup today.
Yeah.
It helped a bit. It's all working.
It cost $1 billion.
Great job.
We did it.
Great job.
But hey, listen to us. It sounds great now.
It does actually sound great.
Really good.
Does it sound good now?
I said this like 6 months ago.
I want to take this one. I kind of like hearing myself talk, though.
You can do 1 year.
I'm going to do 1 year.
I was going to come back next week and be like, what happened in 1 year?
Okay. Is that my phone? I thought my phone just started ringing. Okay, so what we're going to do today is during this show, we are going to cook what are you cooking for us?
So I'm going to do a couple of things today. I'm going to do a full spectrum CBD ceviche.
Oh, amazing.
It's going to be with scallops and shrimp.
Oh, my God.
And then I have a fried Portuguese shrimp that I'm going to do also.
Wow.
Everything's ready to rock behind us.
I love it. And you'll tell us what it all is as we go.
Yeah, of course. I'll tell you the ingredients.
You couldn't even get the kosher salt. Is that kosher salt?
Fuck
See, I know
no.
that. I'm
You're
a
Jewish,
Jew.
right?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
I'm
fuck, you're a
Jewish.
Jew. I should have knew that.
Bring me kosher salt. I'm good. You start. Oh, you already put the $20.
I got
in. We're
20
good.
bucks. So just let me know when I got to drop another 20.
All right, we're good. So as we get started here, we're gonna do our usual stuff. We're gonna start off with the news, what's happening in the world of cannabis. Then we're going to go into the review of a journal article, but we're not going to spend the usual 45 minutes because I keep putting myself to sleep while I review these damn articles. So we're going to do it the quick and they're going to do it the quick and dirty way that I've now sort of developed a method of evaluating these studies. Anyways, Tyler, tell us what's going on in the news.
So there's some big news this week already. As of we all know, CanTrust has been in some deep doo-doo with Health Canada lately.
Is that still happening?
Yeah, they just something had just happened. I know something just happened with $6
well,
million in stocks
their
or something
CEO
like that.
officially is fired now. And also they're exploring their new options, and one of their major options they're exploring is sale, looking to sell the company or
The company was just bought, though. The company was bought by those guys
Aurora?
opened a vape shop. No, they opened a vape shop on James Street. I can't remember the name. Ryan, if you're listening,
Is it
let me
Choom?
know. No. They weren't bought by an LP. They were bought by like a financial company owns that couple LPs.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
No. I can't remember the name, guys. Fuck.
And this
The
was just,
article
this was
I
just
read
recently?
today,
just
they were
got
bought less than a month ago.
Oh, no way. Wow.
Well, this
and
was
then
a-
this should happen.
Yeah, and then
they're
they're
fucked.
that's a nightmare, isn't it?
And then I just read about something. Sorry, I don't mean to.
Hey, no worries.
I just read about something that a couple of the big guys sold off a bunch of stocks because they knew what was going on too. I just kind of
They sold off the $6 million.
Yeah, $6
they
million
sold off
bucks.
$6 million bucks and hightailed their shit out.
Run away.
That's just dirty.
It was two of them. Yeah,
just
it was
dirty.
they didn't say it. They
was.
just said they were senior officials.
Yeah, that's just dirty.
I don't know what a senior official is in it. You know.
a board member or someone who knows a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Probably.
Did I just
sorry,
say-
go ahead, sir.
Well, the article that came out today was just talking about their new strategic options, and one of the major options is sale. I don't know what exactly that means. It
Sale
could be
of
meaning
what?
selling their whole facilities to other LPs. Could do that too,
Really?
right? Well, and moving on from that article, big news today for WeedMD. They officially got the rights to all of the Ignite products that are very popular in the States. So we can look forward to getting extractions from Ignite in Canada, hopefully in October.
Cool.
And basically what they said was their whole outdoor crop for WeedMD is now dedicated to the extracting for Ignite, which will be a lot of
That's
good
pretty
CBD
awesome.
products.
You know, I'm really happy with I like WeedMD. I like Derek. Derek is their OG, and he's a good friend of mine. See, this is your fault. He's bringing it out in me. He's been growing for 25, 30 years now, and
Old school.
Yeah, we started together when we both came into the industry. Well, he started far before me. Clearly,
Wait a
he's taught
sec,
me a lot.
how the fuck old are you?
I'm old enough.
You're
I'm younger than you.
You're younger than me
By a couple
right?
years.
Yeah,
Not
'cause
too
we
far.
I told you how old
Yeah,
I was.
yeah,
You just never said anything.
Yeah. Well, we were trying to figure out how old she was.
Yeah. But no, I just
Nobody knows.
No, I thought you were 17.
yeah.
That's what. Yeah, we're like, 17. She said she had a bunch of little kids. I'm
Sorry,
like,
I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Go ahead, you were saying.
They're actually my medical provider, and they're one of the ones. Like I have switched multiple times, and I've been with them for quite a long time now. And they're one of the ones. And I mean, I smoke everything from everywhere, and they're ones I've stayed with. So
they're good.
it's exciting
Yeah.
to see that they're expanding, but I hope it doesn't impact that kind of quality or the customer care that I've received so far. Because that's
actually
a
a good
big
point.
reason why I've stayed.
Really good point.
And I find oftentimes when they do amalgamate and they do get so big, you lose that small personal care. Like I know the lady that I call in and speak to by name. So
That's
wow,
good.
that's pretty
very
cool.
nice.
Over
Yeah.
at WeedMD.
yes,
I'm pretty confident it will stay like that.
We've
on
had
WeedMD.
some good experiences with a whole bunch of different licensed producers. So it's so variable, though. Like, I mean, you
Yeah.
get from the bottom of the barrel, they get the shit, and they just
Yeah.
don't care about their clients at all the way up to people that are putting you in touch with people. And, there's LPs that have flown patients in from other countries to come see us here.
Yeah.
When they couldn't find them in their own country.
see, the thing is, though, too, they also don't irradiate their product.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what the situation is with the other one, or depending on how large you grow and how many houses it comes from, what kind of practices they are. So hopefully
Right.
they also don't lose that.
I think,
as long
and
as
Tyler,
they still
they
lose.
will.
You could correct me, but I think every LP ends up irradiating a lot of the shit.
Eventually.
No,
Unless-
they don't
They do.
actually.
They
label
and
their
and I
product, right?
specifically,
No,
I
they do.
actually specifically look into that. So
No, they do.
Green Organic Dutchman doesn't. Weed MD, I have in writing from them and numerous sources that they don't.
There's some that don't. There's some that do, and there's some
Some
that do
have to
and
for
don't.
cancer patients and things like that.
Exactly.
Right?
So
Most
if you're,
do.
So
most do.
some will have
There-
a specific strain though, whereas they actually don't carry any.
There
as far
are
as I'm
some
aware.
there's very few LPs that don't irradiate their stuff. It just
Yeah.
makes it, and then if it doesn't pass Health Canada, it all goes to they all irradiate it afterwards. There are some, like you mentioned, that don't, but on the
A lot
on
of
the
them
whole,
label when they do.
Yeah.
and
They
don't,
do, and they
right?
should,
Well, they
because
have. They had to.
we really should know. There aren't enough studies done on combusted and then irradiated and inhaled product.
Well, we shouldn't be combusting anyways. Combustion's bad.
Yeah, that's a whole
That's-
different subject in itself. But either way, we really should be able to know what is in our products, and
I agree.
oftentimes that's why medical patients go the cannabis route is for something more natural.
Yeah, most
Not-
of our food, unless you eat like fully like whole food straight from wherever, it's mostly irradiated in to get to market, isn't it?
It is absolutely
Poultry.
disgusting what the food industry does to our
Yeah.
poultry, our cows.
So crazy.
So I mean, I am a 100% fresh guy. I
Really?
have my own
Awesome.
chickens.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you get eggs from this farm?
I do.
I don't
I'm
get
more-
eggs, but I did see the size of one of them today, and I want to hold on to
I
it
know.
because I bet you it's as large as my hand.
It's probably a
That's
three
crazy.
yolk. It's got to be a three yolker.
Yeah.
I can't wait to crack it.
What do you mean?
It's a
You-
three
three
yolker.
yolks.
This
It's-
thing-
it's this
I've
big.
never seen that.
You've never seen
Four
even a
fingers.
double
As
oak?
large as my
it's
hand.
like-
You've never had a fresh
The
egg.
egg is
Yeah, I
like,
have.
Double-
I had
you've never had a
some
double
from
oak?
Vicky's
yeah,
place.
that big.
Should
man.
get
Like,
double
I mean,
oaks then.
Literally, it's like this huge.
When you say double oak,
Like
like
yolk.
There's two yellows.
Two
triple
yellow.
yolk.
in one.
Two
egg.
yellow.
yeah, but you can see like I don't
Like
know. I don't
three
think that's
separate
I think
little
there's three in this
circles
little
all
one.
in one.
this is
crazy.
a monster.
Look,
So
I'm
I
learning.
mean, I do stuff from scratch, right?
All right.
One, I don't buy anything from the LPs. So I've been growing. I grow for myself. So I know exactly what I put into my plants.
Sure.
Yeah,
Right.
that's best.
So I know when I'm taking it from my seed to my plate, I know exactly what's going in
Yeah.
it. Right.
Yeah.
So
I think most
I don't have
LPs,
anything-
though, for the general public, it makes sense because they're not going to be growing their own cannabis, and a lot of them. There's no real quality assurance. I mean, I support the legacy market, of course, because of my friends, but there's really no quality assurance, and nobody can tell me that there is, and because there certainly isn't. The quality
No.
assurance is
No,
the,
absolutely
The
not.
quality assurance is, bro, I know, and bro, I know, that's
true.
Bro, I know.
And
Yeah.
that's another thing too. We all kind of need to be our own quality assurance because no matter how long
Oh,
you've
yeah,
been
for
smoking
sure.
or who you're getting it from, there is always something
That's
somewhere
exactly-
you're going to nail.
That's exactly it. Like, I mean, I know what goes into my water and everything. Like, it's all natural. I even boil my roots. So when I take a crop, I'll take my roots and I'll boil in alkaline water and I'll make a root water out of it, and I use it for pesticides and I use it for rerooting and rewatering my little ones. Right. So you're 300% bringing the plant back onto the plant. So I recycle everything. Right?
That's
Like,
pretty cool.
I even boil with fish skin. I know it sounds retarded, but all the minerals that's in the skin and stuff
that's
like
great.
that. is
I eat the
fun-
fish, the
Yeah,
skin of
I
the
mean,
fish.
there's a
Great.
company out in Flamborough, Green X or something
Green
like
Relief,
that.
they do
Green Relief.
aquaponics.
That's right, aquaponics, and they
Yeah.
use tilapia. Right,
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
down the street from.
There's
me.
other guys.
They're
in, like,
fantastic.
There's
I love that
guys
shit.
in what's the St. John, New Brunswick, named Tanner Farms. They're using aquaponics as well,
Aquaponics.
but they're not using tilapia. They're using some other fish. So what else is happening in the
What else
news
is happening
here?
in the news? Well,
That's good. We could do that for 2
I
hours. But
know.
I'm trying to stay. It's my new thing. Got to stay on task.
well, I think those are the two biggest news stories going on right
I already
now.
forgot the second one.
We could also talk about how Shoppers Drug Mart is partnering with True Trace to do identification of their
I'm
cannabis.
over that.
all
That's BS. Anyway, I
like,
see
those are all
some-
the big
whatever.
stories.
No, the big story is who signed with the UFC. That's another
We
big
talked
story.
about that
No, we didn't.
on Sunday.
We just...
We skipped over it pretty quick. but-
yeah, I don't think we...
mentioned it
Who
in
signed with UFC? Wait.
Aurora.
Aurora.
Yeah. Aurora
That was
signed...
where Aurora was big in the
Yeah.
news.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, Aurora
I knew
signed...
I had heard their name. Like
That's pretty big
But
because...
I know Rogan mentioned it on his,
Yeah.
Rogan mentioned it on his podcast. And he said
Fuck
it's
me.
the biggest sponsor they
There's
ever
another
had, so they're
quarter.
throwing a ton of money at that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would make
Biggest sponsor
sense.
ever?
I mean, it's a massive sponsor.
That's
I
actually
know a
really
bunch-
cool, though.
I know a bunch of those
That's
guys,
great
right?
to have.
So when
Huge.
I started with my food truck about 6 years ago,
Which food truck?
Big D's House of Munch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I had a food truck, and I used to do all the WWE stars and
Oh, really?
UFC guys and stuff like that. So I know back then they weren't allowed to use it.
Yeah.
But now they are, right?
You had guys
so
that-
which is fantastic.
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you had guys like Nick Diaz that came out
Diaz was the
that started it, but now most of them
Yeah.
will.
But
And
he was the first one to be like at a press conference
yeah,
right after the match
with a vape pen in his. I think he
Yeah.
did. I mean,
Yeah,
he did
so
that.
right
Somebody
after
had
the
to.
fight, he
Somebody,
would be
yeah.
sucking on that fucking thing.
Somebody
right?
had to break the stigma.
Yeah,
and
of
it
course.
was
it
that
shows
guy.
progress is being made.
is
Right?
He was
great.
suspended for it, but
Yep.
he
And
fined all the same stuff that's happened to all of us that have been into the been there in the forefront.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
That's right.
Exactly.
Some have cauliflowered ears and use vape pens.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
true. It's true.
Well, that's good news.
That's great news.
All right, so they're going to do some research. Moving away, I think that's enough for the news because
Yeah.
look, we're on. Like I don't know, I'm on task. I'm bored though. I like going
You're
off
not
on
bored.
tangents.
You're just not talking the most.
Oh, fair. Okay, you're such a bastard. Sometimes you're
Hey,
just a.
actually, you can
Is that
say
a bad
bastard
word?
on TV.
Yeah.
It's not a bad word.
Wait, yeah,
Right?
you can, right? It's not
That's
bad.
on
I don't
TV
know.
all the
There you
time.
go. It's on TV. It can't be a bad
I
word
think
if it's on
Family
TV.
Guys,
We should be going to
one
the
a show, at
FCC
least.
code, right? That's what we're going by.
Okay, so our study today. I don't know. These are okay. There, I'm good now. Let's do some research stuff, people. So the study we're looking at today, and the reason why I'm doing it is because when you got back to me and said we're going to be cooking with with CBD entourage, like a whole plant. I'm like, we got to look at some CBD research. Every week we sort of go through some literature. We've done some pretty good studies in the past. Today, one that came by me, and something that always gets me, is this whole thing about cannabis and mental health. Because there really isn't any good evidence for the use of cannabis in mental health outside of PTSD. There are no real good studies on it. But that being said, we have some mounting evidence suggesting that cannabis could be good, but specific types, specific cannabinoids. So in this case, it's CBD. So here today we're looking at cannabidiol, so CBD, and in anxiety and sleep. It's a retrospective case series. The actual title is Cannabidiol and Anxiety and Sleep. Oh, I said that. A large case series. Basically, so it was published in a well-respected journal in the United States. And the purpose of the study was to look at how CBD helps both anxiety and in sleep.
I think I actually might have just read this
Yeah.
myself.
It came out back in, I think it was from January, but it probably may have. There's a couple good ones that
If
have
it's
come out.
if it's regarding like the regulation of your serotonin rather than the fact that it actually is it doesn't put you to sleep, it doesn't actually make you fall asleep. It just
CBD?
helps regulate your system
Yeah.
appropriately.
Yeah, so that would be like that would be basic science, which is great because that's the stuff that would be an article that basics we
Well,
differentiate.
a lot of
between-
people don't know
don't know
that.
that.
They
No,
think
no,
it's like a
right.
sleeping
No,
pill,
I don't
right?
mean
And it's
basic.
not.
Let me define
So
the
it
word
doesn't
basic.
it doesn't make you
Hold on.
lethargic the
I
next
gotta
day.
Doesn't
define.
make you fall
I don't
asleep.
think you're
It
using the
promotes
word. We're not
REM.
using the word basic
Exactly.
like I'm talking about. In science, there's two types of research. You have basic science and clinical research. Clinical science. So the basic research, what we call, is like your basic
stuff.
So not
No, it
basic
doesn't
stuff.
mean basic.
No.
Oh.
It means the science behind it.
Okay.
So like, how do things work? It's not live on humans. It's they go into your brain and pick out the chemicals and they look at the underside of everything. We call that in medicine. It's called, or in science, they call that basic research. It's just differentiated from clinical is when you give a product to a human. That we call clinical. So there's only two types. So most of the research we have on cannabis or any physiology, when you're looking at the physiology of human, and you're doing studies, that's called basic research. They're your principles, your basic principles. That's what we call it. So it's not like, oh, that's basic. No, I can't do that. Research is impossible to do. But so the study that you would have been running would have been different. This is a clinical study. It wasn't a basic research study.
So they gave him something.
So in this case, they give him CBD.
Yeah.
So the way they looked at it, they designed the purpose of the study was to look at how sleep and anxiety are affected by CBD. It was a retrospective chart review. What that means is, on levels of evidence, when we talk about all this crap, they didn't randomize people. They just basically looked. They took a bunch of people, gave them cannabis, that were given cannabis already, and then looked at their charts in a medical office to see if there was any change. So it's not like they were, let's put one in one group, one in a group that doesn't have the medicine, and then not tell anybody, and then look at them in the future.
No double
it
blind
wasn't
placebo.
that. There was no randomized trial. This was they just looked at the chart review, at the charts, to see if there was a difference.
So what good is that?
So, okay, good. So when we get to
seriously, honestly, what fucking good is that?
Right, so when we get to my BS meter, which is how we're now going to start, doing our reviews, I'll let you know. So the design of the trial, like I said, they used adults diagnosed with anxiety and sleep issues, and who have already been trying CBD. They excluded people that had psychiatric disorders such as schizophrenia, PTSD. They even excluded from this, and then severe depression and all those things.
And I think it was 104 people?
103 people. 103 people. And then only 72 were eligible at the end. Interesting. So what dose did they use in the study? It was interesting what they used. It was a lot lower than most of the studies. One of the interesting points that I find whenever they do studies on CBD, and when we talk about it clinically or when we talk about it in the regular world, there's a big difference. The studies where they find benefits are all these massive doses of CBD, where we could not even get enough into ourselves for it to be useful.
Yeah.
So you're looking at things that had anywhere between 10 milligrams per kilogram. So let's say you weigh 100 kilos. If you're, me, I weigh, or if you weigh 50 kilo, you're looking at 100, 10 times, 50, 500 milligrams of CBD in one dose.
In one dose.
That's right. So these guys, but anywhere from 10 milligrams per kilogram all the way up to 175, all the way, people
oh, wow.
You have people that are going massive, massive
1,000 milligrams per dose.
That's right. Some people, correct. More. Yeah. If you weigh 100, I would need 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking about doses
CBD
you can't.
Are they using?
Right. So it's they tell you where the CBD is from, but it's CBD from hemp,
and it's isolated, right?
And it's isolate. Yeah.
That's not even good for your liver.
There you go.
It's not full. They didn't use full spectrum.
The ghost there because she doesn't like isolates.
I'm not a huge isolate fan either myself.
You need the whole plant, man.
They've actually come out with recent evidence that it's damaging to your liver. So you actually require the THC in order to protect your liver.
Both THC and CBD can be detrimental to your liver. You're right, but CBD specifically it attaches more. Yeah, so certainly. So they used a CBD isolate here in this case, and it doesn't really matter. What does matter is it's probably just it's better for you to not use an isolate. Yep. But anyways, so they did that. In this case, they didn't use those massive doses that were used in the seizure studies and all the other studies. In this case, they used either 25 milligrams. Most of them were already on 25 milligram capsule, and then some people were taking a 50 milligram capsule, and some people were taking a 175 milligram capsule. So they were a lot lower doses than were normally used in other places.
That's even potentially available to people. So
right, which is
useful.
Exactly useful. So what did they find? Pretty cool. By the way, actually something I found interesting. I always thought that there wouldn't be. Actually, there wasn't much of a difference between who presented with anxiety and who presented with sleep problems. More men presented with anxiety and more women presented with sleep problems in this study. I mean, it does.
I would have thought that'd be the opposite.
I thought it was.
Too.
So did I.
Absolutely.
I thought we'd find the opposite. In this case, it was more men had anxiety. Anyway, that was who was included. So what were the final result at the end of the day? They found that CBD appeared better and helpful for people with anxiety. It helped them more. 79% of the people in the study, that percentage, actually had improvement in their anxiety scores. Less so for sleep. That being said, 15% of the people worsened in anxiety and worsened in sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really also a little bit shocking, right? So, and then based on which group. So, there was a lot of reasons, I think. Actually, there's a couple really interesting points in this thing. There was one kid who had developmental delay. He had to come off of the cannabis because it increased his inappropriate sexual behavior while he was on it. So
I can believe that.
Right. So they stopped it.
Increases mine too.
Right. So they stopped it. This is really cool. So they stopped it. That behavior went away, and they put him back on it. So then they had to terminally stop him. So the psychiatrist's interpretation of the whole thing was, which is what we now know, is that cannabis acts as an anxiolytic, so it decreases your anxiety and your inhibitions and your fears during sex, right? So you're disinhibited. So, and that's what he said. He said his anxiety went down, so he's more sexual.
Well, not to mention there are certain strains that are...
my wife to smoke more weed, man.
there are actually, among women's circles, there are strains that are specifically known for arousal. I'm sure there must be the male flip side to that on some sort of...
But back to that anxiety stuff, she's going to fucking kill me. My wife... she was going through quite a bad stage just a few months ago.
It's okay. She's not going to watch.
Yeah, she's going to see this. Trust me.
She has to listen and watch what he's doing. Yeah. Trust me.
So basically, she's going to kill me. But she went through some really bad shit. So my doctor prescribed her some pharmaceutical bullshit.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, here, just take the full spectrum that I got. And when you feel like something's coming on, just drop it under your tongue. You'll be okay, right? No. So she went and she did these pills. Well, let me fucking tell you. She went absolutely crazy on these
with
pills.
The pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She called up the doctor. She thought she was having all the side effects that are on that. She had all of them. And she was... I was passed out, and she's on the phone, and I'm like, who are you talking? I'm talking to the emergency. I think I'm having a heart attack. And I'm like, what the... She goes, I took one of those pills, and...
Well, they gave her lorazepam or one of these those little tiny ones put under your tongue.
Melt under your fucking tongue and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I grab her, and I'm like, chill. And I just... The whole syringe. And it just took it right away. After that, she just went to my doctor. She said, what'd you give me? And she goes, well, I give this to everybody, right? That's like that. And... She goes, well, I can't do it. And he goes, then just take Dan's CBD. And that's what she's been doing. And she hasn't had one ever since.
Really?
Yeah. It helps many people. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, I guess. It depends. Everybody's different, right?
You know what I
mean?
what I found and what, medicine is sort of coming around to. And actually what one of the conclusions in this study was, cannabis is tolerated better than most of the routine medications that we give for anxiety, which we don't really have. Truth is, anxiety is best treated with CBT, like CBT, with cognitive behavioral therapy or those new formats. All the other medications we give help for an acute phase, potentially, but I'll tell you, benzodiazepines like lorazepam,
you get hooked to that shit, man.
Well, it's more difficult to come off of than alcohol, and it'll kill you faster than an opioid or alcohol will. Those things are they kill you the same way as alcohol does, basically. That's what it does to your liver. It's the same thing.
You so much too.
And she does zero cannabis, my wife.
Oh, really?
She doesn't smoke. She doesn't drink.
I'm working on it.
She hurry up, man.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. That's why she was like, no, I'm going to the doctor's. He's going to give me this. And then sure enough, as soon as I dropped it, she was going to have one of those. As soon as I dropped that whole syringe, like my whole dabber.
Yeah.
She was like,
I think just from looking at this and, from even the people that we see here.
It's crazy.
Well, there was 3 people in the whole study that couldn't tolerate cannabis.
Yeah, they're very minimal,
3.
like 3.
That was it.
and that's pretty.
And then
minimal.
again, it always depends on what kind of strain too, or if they had possibly used full spectrum or something with a little bit of THC to be more calming. Who knows?
Yeah.
So it really does require you to start slow, and low, and then try a few different things first too. Just like with any prescription medication, people are so willing to try different doses and different kind of scripts, but they're not willing to try cannabis again.
Right.
I was the same personally. Like I came from that myself, so I get it. If you get scared the first time, it's definitely worth trying again. For me personally, like I was on 5 different prescriptions. I'm now on nothing. So
Right.
it can be worth looking into a second time or doing a little bit more research as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, we use a whole bunch of different LPs here. I don't really care where you go, but we know what works best. And yeah, it's definitely not one strain. There's no good answer for which strain works best. Currently, we don't have that research available, and that's where it comes down to word of mouth. So overall, in general, can we rely on word of mouth? You can rely on word of mouth for an individual. You can't rely on word of mouth for a general population, right?
Well, and everybody's
Right.
sensitive
Everybody
to
wants-
different
everybody-
terpenes or wants
Yeah,
a
everybody's
different
a little
effect
different.
as well. There's certain strains that are great for me for the daytime. I wouldn't touch them at night.
Right.
That kind of
See,
thing
I'm
too.
so like.
What?
You can ask her, man. I get these baggies when we go to these festivals and shit like that. I don't even touch anything.
No,
that's
yeah.
in it.
Nah.
No way.
Honestly, I won't.
Yeah.
I just don't
Who
know
knows what that is?
I don't know what the fuck you've put in there.
Right, bro,
Right.
but it's going to cure your cancer.
No, it's just I just don't like. I'll take them home. My kids will go nuts and like they, But I mean, like for me, I just can't. I can't get past. I don't know what's in it. I don't know how it was grown and.
Who knows what they've done?
Yeah,
they don't
what
even
they
probably
spray it with. I
listen.
don't-
Right now,
fuck
like
me.
we're
Deep
having a
is
big
great. Like,
a
who
big
knows?
issue with
It's
people
a problem.
trying to pass like salvia for cannabis on the street, and then they show up to a merge because salvia can kill you and K2, and they're
Yeah.
cannabinoids.
Yeah.
These things kill people, and we're seeing that show up now into our emergency departments because who the fuck knows what they're they're just
Is that
trying
that
to
new powdered THC as well? There's that on the
bath
market
salt.
now
Oh,
too.
K2.
Yeah, that they
K2
spice.
cover it. They
K2
cover
spice.
it
Yeah.
your weed, so it
That's
looks
right.
like it's really good and sugary,
Yeah.
and then
It's been, like, really
Yeah.
popular
you're
in the
smoking
States for a while,
some
like, in
Very
terrible
popular
shit.
in the
Yeah.
States.
friends in the
because
military,
it's
they would do that.
it's less
Yeah.
expensive and it's cheap.
Friends in the Air
readily
Force
available
did.
and
at
it's
the corner store,
right,
like,
and it's not full. It's illegal here now. You can't get salvia in a store, but you used to be able to get salvia till a few.
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
till
you
about
did.
a
You
year,
used to
2
be able
years
to
ago.
buy it at
Really?
Hasty
Have
Market.
Yeah, you go to
Times
Hasty
20,
Market.
times 30,
How crazy
times
is that?
40,
And that was
times
killing
50.
people.
I never
Do
even
you
realized.
remember in Florida those people that like
bath
were on the
salts.
side of the street biting each other's faces off?
Yes,
Probably
yeah.
about 5, 6,
That's-
7.
that's-
Yeah,
that's-
That was
salts.
bath salts. Bath salts
Oh,
are
the bath
cannabinoids.
salts. Yeah.
That is a
yeah,
that is a
yeah.
cannabinoid.
There's, like,
Wow.
Those are synthetically produced
Yeah,
cannabinoids.
well, and
those
that's
aren't
going to happen.
those aren't the ones we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Let me
no,
explain how that
that's like-
works.
That's like man-made shit, right?
It's
Yeah.
man-made for a very specific purpose. So right when you look at herbal
For the
cannabis,
zombie apocalypse.
Right.
That's man-made.
when you look at that, look like it. When you have cannabis, like herbal cannabis that we're talking about, it binds to these, or it plays a factor on receptors in our body, the CB1, CB2 receptor, right? But it doesn't stay there forever. It's easily knocked off. It disappears. It's like a shitty swimmer. It's like, oh, I'm up and then I'm down. Oh, and you can just like push it away and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like anyway. And so when they produce bath salts and salvia and these things, they're produced in a petri dish to bind to that CB1 receptor and never let go. So it binds so tightly the way that like cyanide poisoning is, binds to this site and it never lets go. Then you die unless you get like a very specific antidote. So depending on what dose you take of salvia or bath salts, you're just going to get higher, psychotic, over, gone. And it'll never let go until all your chemicals in your body like are released and then you die.
Yeah.
So, but those
Oh
are
my
synthetic.
God.
So that's why we should stay away from bath salts, K2 spice.
So they were always trying to with a lot of the research chemicals, because I was pretty deep into that shit for a while. They were always trying to replicate drugs, right?
Yeah.
Because and so in the States, it's like in Nevada, especially for whatever reason, the synthetic acid, the synthetic heroin was really, really big, but it was
Well, that's like
designed that way.
Molly. Even that's
Molly
synthetic
synthetic,
shit.
yeah.
This was like research chemicals, so you got it in a bag, and it literally is just from Asia, and it's
Yeah.
just like a molecule added or subtracted from what the original thing is, and
Yeah.
they don't
Just
know. That's
guess.
why the bath salts ended up so bad, because
Right.
the formula was just a little.
Yeah, it could be totally fucked. Anyway, so that's not herbal cannabis, people. Let's just
I've
be
never
very
heard
clear.
anything like
Yeah,
that.
That's not
so
herbal
fucked
cannabis. That's
up.
not what you're talking about. That's the synthetic stuff. All right, so back to the finishing of this. In conclusion, so we can move on to the really fun shit today stuff. And is that just make sure we're still running up there, because that always turns off on me. In conclusion, so the way that we're going to evaluate this is based on the BS meter. That's either the bro science meter or the bullshit meter.
Yeah, bullshit meter.
But bro science is just as bad as bullshit meter, so that's what I do. So we got a five-point rating system. The first question I asked is it easy to read and coherent for dumb folks like me? Like, can I fucking understand it? A lot of these articles are so convoluted. By the middle of it, I've had enough. This one is actually kind of simple to read. What'd you think?
This one is only 5 pages. I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Not 40.
I give it a yip. I give it a yip, and then
easy
that's
to
like a
understand.
5. So that's a yip for sure. When it comes to level of evidence, I think that's important. It wasn't randomized. And there's like a whole bunch of different types. The only type that's worse than this type is just like an observation, looking at people and asking questions. So this is like a level, like out of 5, I have to give it a 2 because it wasn't, it wasn't
2.
randomized. They didn't control for anything, but they did find stuff. Like, it still adds to the body of knowledge, because in the lack of better evidence, it's the best evidence we have.
Yeah, it's a contribution to the conversation.
That's
so
right.
Hurrah.
And I think we can hang our hats because it was large.
Yeah.
It was a large study. So I still give it a 2. Was there bias in it? Like, did these people, were they all, cannabis people beforehand? Were they looking to find an answer?
Which is weird in itself, because any daily cannabis user will say, if you're going to add a larger amount of CBD to my regular medication schedule, it's going to screw your results anyways.
Yeah.
Because anybody that's using cannabis and with THC, they counteract. So that in itself is weird.
Yeah, it is. Well, they don't tell you exactly what. They just tell you it was a 20 milligram, whatever CBD was in. I'm assuming it was just pure CBD.
It was I think it was an isolate.
We also
the way
don't
it
know.
exactly.
We
So-
also don't know if they were cannabis users beforehand.
Before. Like, where are these
A
guys?
little bit of always having a little CBD with your THC is actually good, and
Yeah,
also
of course.
having a little THC with your CBD helps it absorb. So I think
100%.
Synergy.
hey, look where you are, woman. See, thanks for shouting me out. So I give that a 3 because I think there's probably some bias, but they did, totally. They tried the best they could. Was there any substance to it? Did it tell me anything that I didn't fucking know already or some shit? One of my issues whenever you read these damn journal articles, a lot of them are on cannabis. Like, the intro basically just says the same thing over and over again.
Yep.
Every one says cannabis is sativa. They still use all these terms. I think they just don't know. There were some points that I didn't know. There's a couple of good points. I gave it a 3.
I've been right on par with you on my rating.
Beauty. See, this is good. And then finally, overall reliance. Can I rely on my patients? Can I bring this into my clinical practice? Is it going to change my practice? I think it adds to the body of knowledge that we have out there. I think it's a large cohort. As usual, it tells me that it's well tolerated, like everything else does. And if we put this into a larger study and look at all of them together, we may find something. So I gave it a 3. I don't know.
It never passed 3 for me.
It never passed 3. So overall, what do you give, the overall
the study? 2.75.
Yeah, I'm at 3. So I give it a 3 out of 5. It gets a passing grade, but won't change my mind on too much, and I'm glad it's out there. That's it for my fucking... Hey, was that a lot better?
Why are you asking me now? Ask me after the show.
Oh, you didn't like that?
It's
That- well,
10
He has to
It's
tell
the
you
middle of the
privately
show.
so you don't cry on air.
No, I like it. It's just you talk about that after the show.
Oh, man.
We got to continue on with the show because
Okay,
we
but
got to cook some stuff up.
I
now.
know, but I like that
He doesn't know
evaluation
yet.
was a lot
The jury's
better.
still out.
It is way better.
Yeah.
It is. 100%.
You're right on time, buddy. Don't worry.
Fuckers.
I didn't mean it like that. It's just,
All right.
yeah. I'll explain later. See?
He'll
Yeah,
explain
it
it
won't
later.
take me long. Ceviche's done.
He wants to tell me some
I
stupid
know.
shit. Okay, let's get to work now. We got 45 minutes. Let's do it. What do you mean? You don't want to what?
It's a conversation we have off air. 'Cause-
I'm
and
over
you
that,
did
dude.
really,
I
really
think I've
well.
moved.
It did really well. It's just like you finished, and then we should continue on with the show.
Well, we are.
We're getting off topic now.
No, you're still talking about it. I was
All
ready
right,
to move the
dude,
fuck on.
then fuck.
I was moving on.
I'm gonna bounce this one in.
All right, so let's learn about the people that we have sitting in front of us right now, and
Ladies
then
first.
we're going to cook.
Ladies first.
So, who are you? You're awesome. You're an educator. I know.
Yeah, so I actually just am fresh in the cannabis scene, although I have been a user for quite some time, a medical user. So I never had really any recreational experience whatsoever. I was hit by a truck.
Oh shit!
I was hit by one of those 1-ton dually trucks.
Were you walking or?
I was a pedestrian in the crosswalk of a school. Had it been 30 seconds earlier, my son would have been on that side. He would have been dead.
Oh my god!
So I flew 5 feet. I hit the ground and I skidded further 10 to 15. And by the time I came to, I was across the other side of the road, past the sidewalk. So
which city was this?
Thorold.
Wow.
So it was
Small town, I guess.
Yeah, it was
Thorold
not
is
a good
small town.
time. So I still deal with. I required 2 surgeries to this day.
How long ago was that?
8 years now.
Oh wow.
8 years, but initially I relied on the medical industry, and through that I was
On the traditional medical.
Yes. I was
still
put
with
on, the anti-inflammatories, the pain medications, sleep medications, you name it. I have a migraine condition that was aggravated substantially by the accident. I had a head injury, which changed my personality. Like, basically, I was just a shell of who I had used to be.
Wow.
And it was impacting my marriage, my quality of life, and I did not like just how I viewed myself. I wanted to be a strong person, a good example for my children. I couldn't have a plethora of, medical pills that I was relying on or potentially addicted to. And so I wasn't taking them. And then I was more miserable and less mobile, fat, and just not happy. And my husband had experience as a rec user. It had actually broke us up at one point in time. And
Really?
he said, you need to try this. You need to do it. It's right in line with your natural view of living. And I started from there. And it sounds so cliche to say, but it changed my life from first puff. So that became... I started with Instagram within just this last year as just hobby photos of a plant that I enjoyed, starting some grows and just little things. But then I started to post more about that story or my struggles with my weight, like from the beginning of my account to now. You'll see quite a change. And I was getting messages from people
Huge
saying
change.
like,
Really?
Yeah, but huge change.
like, listen, because of you today, I did my 10 squats, and like, I'm gonna get emotional because of it. But
That's amazing. No,
like,
you should.
listen, like
Full blown,
and
that's
so
amazing.
it became something bigger than myself, and so that's why I'm out there now, is trying to tell people like this can make a difference for you. It's an option that you have. It might not be your only option. It might not be the solution for you, but don't be afraid of it, or don't. We need to have education and the conversation and lessen that stigma so people like me back 10 years ago can have a different quality of life now.
So the pills totally, all the medication totally messed you up.
I was
then.
numb. Like I could have.
That's what it does.
I could have actually. Well, not only that, I was on birth control prior to that. That really messed up my hormones. So I was on top of that on a medication for a diagnosed mood disorder that I probably don't actually have.
Right.
So I had all of that in my system.
Post-traumatic, a whole bunch of stuff.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's a nightmare.
I was numb. I could have watched my own child in an accident and not had that guttural reaction.
How'd you meet this guy?
It was really random. We just connected through the community, and we met at a show.
I think that was what 6-7 months ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was the first show. Like I started following a bunch of different people from the community on Instagram. I'm not sure which of us had followed one another first, but we just kind of
that
liked
a
each
thing?
other's things. And then when we finally got a chance to meet each other at the show, he's like, "You cutie, get over here.
Yeah,
We're gonna get pictures." And
So when I met her, she's like I don't know. When I'm around her, she brings the best out of me. I don't know why.
That's cool.
She's
She's
amazing.
got a great personality.
She's a ball of energy.
Yeah, positivity, all the good stuff. She's been there, so she knows.
Like I just love her energy.
Amazing.
I love the way that she cares about people and wants to reach out and touch and help everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what we need in this community. Genuine, real people.
Yeah, well, that I think is kind of what's lacking, because there's a lot of the big guys with the business interest. There's a lot of the little guys with the business interest, and then everybody with the self-interest. But nobody's out there just interested in the plant, and that's all I want to talk about.
Yeah, right. That's what brought me mostly to her. Is she's a whole plant person, right? and that's what I am. I use everything. Right?
Yeah. So tell me about you. Tell me what you're like. Your whole how did you start? And we gotta get in there. We gotta start doing that.
Because I'm hungry.
10 minutes, not even. So basically, I've been on medication since I was a kid.
Okay.
I've had a bad accident. I almost lost my leg when I was 9.
Wow.
And from there, I suffered. I had 7 surgeries on my ankle alone. So all the pills that I was taking, I think by the time I was 17, I was taking perks. By the time I was 21, I was probably doing 6 or 7 at a time, among other things.
Yeah. It's crazy how often we hear this story.
It really
it's nuts.
It really. I wasn't in a good place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I got hurt at work doing high rise, and along came more of these fucking pills.
Independency.
You know what I mean? And I'm talking not just perks now, we're talking oxys and
the whole
all
kit.
this other shit.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's when I'm pretty much was like a rock bottom sort of thing. I've always smoked cannabis since I was a kid. Like I started smoking when I was like 15. I'm 46. I mean, but I never really got into eating it, right? So a friend of mine said, "Hey, man, you should fucking try this shit, man. You know what I mean? Try this butter, man." And I did, and you know what? It really helped me. You know what I mean? So I started to think, hey, it knocked me the fuck out, let me tell you. First time I did a cookie, I'm telling you, I was puking and I pretty much greened out. Right?
Yeah, we see a bunch of that now.
I've never. But
and he probably gave you a ton of it. And you had no idea.
But I had no fucking clue. Right,
of course
you
not.
know what I mean? I was young, right?
So what happened? And you were always cooking? You were always a chef?
Yeah,
You've
my
been
dad
on some
was a
cool
chef.
things before?
I grew up in the industry. My dad was a chef at the Royal York Hotel for almost 18 years.
Wow.
I've worked for some of the top chefs in the industry, like Mark McEwen. I've worked for him when I was very young. Yvonne Araka, she was with Marigold and Onions back in the day. I worked for them.
I totally remember them too.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah,
I think they're still around.
Caterer,
too.
right?
Yeah, catering company.
Actually, I think they did my wedding.
Jewish
no,
company.
they were going to my second wedding. They were.
He's like, I still remember
them. 3
Oh, wait a second.
That's why I know Marigold and Onions. They're like the biggest thing.
They are
like
one
downtown
of the
to like
fantastic company.
Forest Hill
family
family
owned and stuff.
That's
like
where
that.
I'm like, I totally know that name. Yeah, I know those people.
And then just food was in my life the whole time.
Food trucks and food TV.
Well, after I got hurt at work, I was on disability. A friend of mine said MasterChef was coming into town. This was about 6 years ago.
Right.
And he says, you should try out.
Really?
And I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. I ain't no fucking MasterChef. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sure enough, we sat there all buzzed out, and we filled out the application. I got the call. I made the show. And that's where it kind of changed my life. You know what I mean?
Like, so you were on MasterChef.
Yeah, season one. So out of, I don't know, thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah, you were on it.
I came 13th.
Wow.
Awesome. And then from there, as soon as I
had to download it. I'm watching it now.
We're going to watch it. I'm going to watch it tonight.
As soon as I got off the show, I opened up Big D's House of Munch.
Yeah.
Became one of the most popular food trucks in the area of Toronto, Brampton, Mississauga, and stuff like that. I went
has one here.
Went on Dragon's Den.
Really?
Ended up with Michael Weckerly.
Yeah. Are you on? So you got a deal out of that?
I got a deal
Really?
from Michael. So Michael came on board, and we built a brand new one. And we ran for about a year and a half, and then Wahlburgers ended up taking my food truck from me. So.
Yeah, man, he's not just a pretty
Wow.
face.
So you sold out to
what do you think?
The
Wahlburgers.
Marky Mark.
So
Right on.
Mikey is Michael Weckerly is the owner of Wahlburgers Canada.
Yeah.
here, right. So they love the trailer, and they thought it would be best if they took it and brought it on their tour of the States and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
So I believe my trailer's running around the States somewhere.
That's
doing-
amazing.
Yeah,
doing a bunch of
I
stuff.
didn't pair up with him just because he's good looking. Like he actually
Yeah.
does.
See,
things.
we were talking about that. He's a good looking dude over here.
Besides that, I mean, my love for food comes from just growing up.
We'll
with
decide
it.
on the hair though, because
And
we got
now,
a hair
and
thing.
now,
As
with-
long as he doesn't Guy Fieri it, we can
I
still be
saw-
seen in public together.
I stopped doing the pills because of the cannabis. I started to microdose myself slowly, and it took me quite a long time. I think it's probably about 5-6 years now. I haven't done any pills. And
Wow.
every day I wake up, I'll do about 60 milligrams for breakfast and
Yeah.
about 70 or
plant?
80, all day, every day, 70 or 80 for lunch, and then I'll dose myself heavy for nighttime, and I go to bed, and it's a fantastic.
Give me
way.
5 milligrams or no? I fell asleep like sitting. can't say
So
where.
I do-
on
I
the-
I
do-
don't remember how much it was.
You got to
So
remember
it's like
every
maybe
time.
Yeah,
Well,
it depends on your strain too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if it's a heavy indica,
Yeah.
you can get 10 and be.
So for me, I don't really measure for myself because I kind of know how much I'm putting into it.
Yeah.
But when I'm doing it for other people, I'll use correct dosing. Like today, we're gonna use.
Yeah, why don't we
You wanna
get
start?
up? Yeah, let's get
so
up there.
I can
Fire
take these
Take
off
these
and-
things off.
All right,
What are we
cool.
gonna do?
So I'm gonna start.
Ask it, Lucas.
Just
We gotta put the
Tyler's
mic.
and your mic. Just bring it over.
All right,
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I guess I'll sit. Are we gonna sit?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
just
we
sit.
can- come on.
I'm just gonna wait for food.
I'll grab the camera for Instagram and bring it over.
Yeah. Oh, I'll just grab that one. Which one? That one.
Or
Okay.
you can, one of us, or do you want to
Just move it forward. I'll come up here with
cook with
So really quick, we're still running, right?
Move your
Yeah.
mic over.
Oh, okay, cool.
my mic.
Yeah,
Oh,
get
that's
two
a
on
good
there.
idea.
All right.
And we're
Hold
gonna
on,
share.
everybody.
We'll just share.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up here with them. Can I keep this here? Is that cool?
You can.
Do we need
yeah.
that there or no?
I was
Maybe
I was
back
gonna
it up
bring
a
this
bit.
one.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring this one instead.
Those
But,
two.
yeah.
So then I don't need this. Man, it smells so good. I'm so hungry. I did not eat.
All right. So
Hold on.
That's the thing about watching Danny on MasterChef now, because everything that's presented, I know he can make it, and then I want to eat it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
So I've
I
actually
call him
watched
every
this. I mean,
day.
I've watched the whole-
Usually he phones me by like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
I was
Yeah.
there with the bandanas and
I mean, yeah.
the leather vest all the time.
By 9 a.m., I have a list of demands.
So basically, all I did was I took some.
Hold on. Almost there.
All right, cool.
You don't need two mics on. So, are you gonna go back there, Ira? Or
Yeah, I'm coming back
Okay.
there.
All right.
So one's gonna be on you. This one's gonna be on him. Okay. That was
Okay.
fine.
Hold on.
Yeah, take your time, man.
All right.
No big hurry.
You
So
tell me
basically,
I'm
what I
doing
got
here.
is scallops and shrimp, and all I did was I cut it up into like little cubes and stuff like that. Drenched it out. Took the.
Sorry, what did you put? Just scallops?
Scallops and raw shrimp. Baby scallops and raw shrimp. That's,
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Nice and healthy.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a little bit of lemon juice and stuff like that.
All right, that's cool.
Is
Is that falling over still? It is.
Here, no, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Let me stay there.
Okay.
So, just gonna use the lemon juice and the lime
Which side
juice.
works best? Let me help you.
You
and hand
you go on
shit.
that side.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand you stuff.
All right. So lemons.
Like my doctor get up. Look, this makes me
If I-
Your
legit.
doctor
if
get
I
up.
knew you
You're
were
a
gonna do that.
doctor.
I know, but when I put on my
would've brought my
jacket,
chef's jacket and
it
shit.
takes the stop wars, makes me legit.
Oh, I like that shirt.
Isn't that a good shirt?
So
I
I'm just gonna
love
crank
this.
that there. That's not on. So basically,
Okay.
what I'm gonna do is
That's me. I want to help.
I need to get one of those. So, while you're just setting up, did
Yeah.
you
We're-
talk to those glass guys? You gonna go?
Yeah, no.
So I'm just gonna
I'll
add
tell you after. We're set up. We're
2
good.
lemons, the juice
Really?
of 2 lemons.
Fantastic.
We got I'm gonna get a whole course
All right.
Nice.
because I don't know that they're too advanced. Okay, what did you do?
So I just
We're
used.
talking- we had off
Yeah, it's
topic
okay.
talk.
That's okay. So I used. I'm using 1 juice of 1 lemon.
Can I sound really? I'm gonna sound horrible. But what's with the straining? You get the
It's
straight
just
lemons?
yeah, just
Well,
because
so
the
you don't get
seeds.
you don't get the
I
seeds
I don't
in
want the
there.
seeds and shit in
You
there.
don't have to
You know,
fish
it's
them out.
awesome having me stand here because I know I'm I
don't
make
cook, bro.
Eggs. No,
I
bro.
told
I'm
Ira I was
horrible.
going home
No
to
way.
make bangers and
So
mash.
I usually
Didn't
use
know
about 2 lemons, one
No idea.
Oh.
one.
Well, most people
lime.
don't call it that over here.
So basically, the acidity in the limes and stuff like that.
Are different
Are
than the
gonna-
lemon?
Yeah, it's gonna cook the
Okay.
citrus.
Yeah.
We'll cook the fish, right? Obviously. So I'm gonna start that right now.
Obviously, thought ceviche wasn't cooked.
It isn't cooked.
Oh, okay.
But
it's
the
cooked
fish
in
in
the
it
raw
Oh,
is-
right,
and
right.
the
It's
citrus.
marinated. No,
It's cooked in the
Is that
citrus.
Okay,
So the
yeah.
acid cooks the fish, right?
There
Right.
we go.
So there you go, brother. Now you know. So basically, I got that. I'm gonna take this, and I'm just gonna kind of give it a little bit of a
So all that is lime, lemon. and-
limes and lemon juice. That's it right now.
That looks so good.
So basically,
I'm like,
what it's doing
I got
is the
plates.
acidity. The acidity is going to be cooking the acid. Will cook the shrimp. All
ask me to
right.
hand you stuff.
So yeah, if you want.
I'm gonna hand. I'm
So
gonna
I want
help.
some. I want some.
I don't know what
red
stuff
onion.
is though.
Red onion.
Okay.
That's that. You can pour the red onion
There you
right
go.
in here. Hey, there we go.
Ah, oh, I love onions.
We got some red onion. You got some orange and yellow peppers can go in there.
Beauty.
I can pop the whole thing.
I'm trying. You see how often I do this?
Yeah, and then you can
You
go
get
half
food from that good food. Doesn't it come like this?
half of the red and
I don't.
orange.
You think I'm not the guy making it, yo?
Just half.
Oh shit!
That's okay.
Half?
No, it's
I'll put some back.
Don't worry, man. Don't
Okay.
worry. Don't worry. Half of the cucumbers.
Okay, that I can listen to. Half. Don't
He's
interrupt
just
me.
excited to be cooking.
I am.
All right. So that's
What's
so,
half?
so about half.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's perfect. So right now we got some red onion, some yellow, orange, and red peppers, some cucumber in there.
Yep.
So I'm gonna grab a little bit of salt. I'll do that. I don't want.
Kosher salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Is it? I don't. Fuck, it's table
I thought
salt.
that-
For you to get,
Table-
we'll
I don't know.
Next time we'll get the
just
Himalayan
gonna
pink
take a
sea
little bit of a
salt.
pinch.
I
Real
have that
fake.
stuff.
There you
Couple
go.
pinches of salt.
Little big rocks.
Okay.
All right.
Listen.
Couple pinches of salt.
Oh yeah, those layups. Yeah.
Some black pepper. All right.
So you don't have. You just.
I
eyeball the stuff.
eyeball a lot of stuff.
Okay.
All right, because that's just the way I am.
Yep.
I kind of know it.
It's the best way to do it. Homemade.
So we have some cilantro here.
I like cilantro.
All right. So I'm just going to take about half of this. There's about a cup of cilantro here. I'm going to probably use about a half a cup of cilantro.
That's awesome.
And then we have some
Did you
minced.
forget about your assistant?
Yeah, sorry, man. You're just here. You're just here.
just here,
You're
yeah.
just here to look pretty.
Yeah, I
How's
know.
that?
That's what I'm doing all right at
Grab
that.
a fork.
That's about all I can do.
Screws on my back.
You're there to protest
So I'm
wars.
gonna use about a
God,
tablespoon
I
of
love
garlic.
Eat.
All right.
Yep.
And then we got some ginger here
I like
too.
these things. Like I like how they're in like cups.
And they're all bio too. They're biodegradable.
Yo, show me what just happened. Like it cut me off.
And then a little bit of ginger.
It posted and cut off.
So you just have to restart it.
It's okay. I'll
One
stop.
sec.
No, it's okay. I'll stop.
I got it.
No big whoop, dog.
I'm not social media savvy. I don't have Facebook. Never have.
So we have some. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, you're on now.
So we
You're
have
on
some-
now.
Chopped up jalapenos.
Okay, I want to pour this stuff in.
So not all of that shit.
No.
Okay, hold on. Do that.
Not all of that, man. So we use like a quarter of. I had a cup there.
I like jalapenos.
a quarter. Oh, you want a little bit hotter? I can.
No. We got everybody's
All right.
got to eat.
All right,
so
cool.
You can put them all in for me. Yeah.
see,
All about
Okay,
jalapenos.
yeah.
Jalapenos.
we all like.
So we're gonna give this a quick toss in here and mix it all up.
That
right.
looks so good.
Look at that.
So it's got some.
And you didn't put any season. You
No,
nothing is in
salt and
just
pepper.
salt and
That's
pepper.
it. Just salt and pepper, some cilantro, some garlic, some ginger, And that's it. A lemon juice will come afterwards. Once I pour that in there.
Yep.
I think we all need to take a second to truly appreciate the fact that we're standing in a Canadian medical clinic
Making
with a doctor who's
ceviche.
wearing a Stop Wars Star Wars T-shirt, making cannabis infused ceviche out of entirely fresh
All right.
ingredients
So
with
this
some
is where-
dreadlocks.
It's
Like,
pretty cool.
Truly Canadian.
This year is
Yeah, I love it.
1,000 milligrams of full spectrum CBD.
Right
It's amazing.
So it is made from the Colombian gold plant. So basically, what I do is I know this is 1,000, so I'm going to use half of it for 500, and there's going to be lots of ceviche. So by the time we end up using all the bread and all that stuff, it'll be down to like a couple of milligrams each piece, right? So that's about half.
Yep.
So that's
Yeah.
about 500 milligrams.
And that stuff is delicious.
All right, and it's full vegan. It's a vegetable glycerin, food grade,
Okay.
that I use. I don't mind tincture with alcohol. None of my people like it. It's very strong, very bitter, and it's hard to take that taste away out of your mouth.
So you're just making
afterwards.
oil. What
So
oil do you use?
That's glycerin.
Oh, glycerin.
That's all I do is
Vegetable
glycerin.
glycerin.
Yeah, that's-
Glycerin. So now that I got my CBD all mixed in here, I'm just gonna add my seafood to my mixture. All right, I'm gonna toss that up.
Yeah, we are.
As you can see now, the it's gone pretty much white, the shrimp and stuff like that, because now the acid and the citrus has cooked it. So we'll just give it a quick flip, and
I
then
want to see that all over the floor. I'll flip it, yo.
yeah.
so basically from here,
Yeah.
I usually take a baguette. Just buy 5 baguettes at the store.
Okay.
You can make them from scratch with the.
Will you make those?
No, these I bought.
You can't. You can
But
make.
yeah, I can make them.
Yeah, you could just cut them up
Just
and
take
toast them.
bread like that, and you just cut them.
Oh.
Scrub a little bit of olive oil and
Oh,
garlic on it. Just a
I'm
little,
the best guy to have up here. Like I know.
a little quicker.
Nothing. I can
It's a
make
little
eggs.
quicker for me to do this, and it's just easier. And then we can do this for Mr. Dr. Ida.
It's going to be so crunchy for us on the microphone.
Oh, I don't care. I'm like ready to inhale that.
All right. Give her a try, brother. See what you think. Canna, would you?
Oh,
Oh my
yes.
god.
Yes,
you
of
want
course
it.
I will.
I love cilantro.
Can you?
Is it? I gotta try it. I haven't even tasted it. Usually I taste it, but
There's no need to taste that. Just leave it all for me.
just
That
leave it all for
is honestly amazing.
you. So it's good. Perfect.
You got to eat the whole thing.
What's the verdict?
So
It's
I
so
mean,
good.
pretty
Just
simple.
doesn't want to be seen eating.
Pretty easy. I mean, you can take this out in the backyard. You can feed it to your kids. You know what I mean? And
It's
they're
really
not going to
good.
get any. they're
Well,
not
it's
gonna-
CBD.
It's CBD, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean,
It's so
Fantastic.
good. You guys, you can hold those. We'll be here. You want me to take over so you can
Here, just
get
make,
in there?
Yeah, make me one. I just want to take a picture of one.
Yeah, I'm not one of the ones that worries about
Here,
eating.
Tyler,
Daniel will
can you just
attest
light
to
this
that.
for me?
I just wanted to get up close for some. Here,
that was
you light
actually
it?
Yeah.
Babe,
nice.
I'm not worried about eating in front of guys.
Here you go, man.
No. I mean, you know, like the chewing.
I'll make a
Oh,
bunch
no.
of them.
Obviously.
Yeah.
If you guys
Oh yeah,
thought-
no. We went out
plate
to
or
that
something, or
big
like a
barbecue
rabbit.
place.
Yeah, I got a plate.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And then this way you can just
Get a plate.
crank them there.
Here we go.
There you go.
Can you just pass me like fake like you're passing one just for the picture?
That is good.
That is really good, guys. That is amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. Thank you.
Oh, you got
Just-
plates?
Open your mouth. I'm not feeding.
Here.
Thank you, sir. I'll make a bunch for a little bit of everybody.
Towel if you need it. Does anyone need paper towel?
And then I'll do
Watch out, you're in
the.
the camera.
Oh shit!
And then I'll do the. What's it called again?
Did not know that.
No, we don't need that. We're good. No one's getting messy. Just in case we do.
Just in case, right? Better
Well,
safe than
oh, we
sorry.
only need one.
Oh no, I can make a bunch.
Yeah,
of
let's make a bunch of plates here, and
that's what I'm saying.
that was amazing.
Pretty simple.
It's
quick,
exciting.
easy, fresh. You know what I mean? You're not getting like the way I'm looking at these edible markets now, bro. Everybody's going to be eating sweets, man.
It's not good. It's horrible.
Sweets,
That's what I talk about.
By 5 years from now, everybody's going to be like 700 pounds.
Right. So what do we do? So
it outdoes all the benefit.
Yeah,
of whatever
right. So there's some good evidence for the use of cannabis, specifically THCV and THC in weight control.
Yeah.
Yes, and I can attest to that.
It improves. Yeah, it improves glucose
Pass that to
metabolism.
the lady
but you have
first.
it also it does increase your hunger mechanism. So if you're making the wrong damn choices, you're gonna have a problem.
But that's like the thing.
So make
like,
a good choice.
Yeah, eat like instead of having that chocolate or something with the THC or the CBD in it at lunch, because
I'll
you're
try and
too
get some
busy to
different
eat something at work.
Right.
You
Well,
can
that happens all the
I'll
time,
send
though, man.
I mean, you can pack yourself a quick little salad, right? Make yourself a beautiful, high Italian dressing,
Right.
With all, infused olive oil, infused vinegar, and stuff like that. Now you're eating lunch, and it's healthy, and you're getting what you need at the same time, right? So make your own CBD oils, make your own CBD.
You just did that in 5 minutes. You know how long that would take me?
No, so it's simple. So we're gonna be starting. Me and Ken are gonna start showing everybody how to start cooking with cannabis. Right?
Yeah.
So Cannabis Wiki is gonna be following us around. We're gonna be doing a little bit of a show where we'll be interviewing. We'll be interviewing some people like yourself in the industry, telling about your story, and then we'll have you in the kitchen, and we can actually get Dr. Price cooking.
problem.
Yeah, we'll make some
that.
pasta from scratch or something with the whole leaf and the fat.
You mean
pasta
Yeah, we're
from
going to get
scratch.
covered in flour.
Like,
So
We're
yeah,
going
I
to
like
have you
that.
covered in
pizza
can of
on
flour.
Fridays now.
So I make pizza with.
But I don't make the dough.
So
I
what-
just go to Fortino's,
No.
pick up some dough. I don't even
what?
use my hand. I roll it out because it takes too long.
But
Do
you
you
like born and raised though.
I love born and raised.
wait? But
Yeah.
do you I mean, do you have plants yourself or?
I don't. Well, Tyler and I were supposed to plant my
I was
plants
going
this
to- then
year,
he was gonna
but I was going to
move,
move, so
and
I
all
decided
that.
not to. So I don't have my
all
own
the
plants
like
this
my
year.
plants myself, right? All my leaves, my fan leaves and stuff,
Yeah.
I dry out, right?
Yeah.
I dry out. I grind them up. I bring them into a powder. So when I'm about to use do some pasta from some fresh pasta, I'll use the 00 pasta flour. And what I'll do is I'll use 3/4 of a
I
cup.
gotta eat another one of these.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Wait.
And what does it do with the?
So what I do is when I grind up those leaves, right, it becomes like flour. You know what I mean? And then from there,
yourself. You just
I'll
make
use 3/4 of a cup of regular flour and 1/4 cup of
Yeah.
that flour. So now the pasta is green, and it's got all the fiber
There he
and
is.
So you use the flour.
flour.
Yeah,
And so
would you grind it?
So how do I grind it?
Yeah.
So I take a Rubik's Cube, which is like a processor, a restaurant processor.
I just was thinking Rubik's Cube.
No, not a Rubik's Cube. It's called a Rubik's Cube. It's like a processor, a food processor.
Yeah.
And then from there, I take it to a strainer, a call strainer like this, and I pass it through, and then I get it to a smaller, finer one, and I pass it through again, so it's almost like a fine powder, like a
Wow.
00 flour.
Really?
Right. So I'm only using a little bit because you don't really need much.
Yeah.
It's very hot. Like nobody. I don't know if anybody knows, but those leaves are
They're packed.
packed with fiber,
nutrients, yeah.
nutrients. Oh,
They're
clean. You have to go make boom boom.
Yeah.
Eat some of that shit.
Yeah,
bro.
it'll-
I'm telling you.
it'll,
You know what I mean?
They actually are a perfect omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acid in the leaf, and they contain a lot of nutrients as well.
So, I mean, it's
They're
very
easy to put in tea
I mean,
or
that's
personal care
it's
products.
simple, right? Very
love
simple. Why the hell? Why?
Like a lot of women
It's not
use
hard,
conventional-
man. You know, instead of
Yeah,
going
well,
out and
exactly,
doing.
yeah.
Sorry. Instead of going out and doing.
Well, even the yoni
buying
steams.
something that's already,
use the fan leaves for that.
fast
That's
food
another
shit.
thing that women are doing now.
Like, fuck, just do it at home.
right.
It's so much easier. You save so much money, and you know what you're putting into your body.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the best part of it all, right?
And it's knowing what you put in your body, I think, is the most important thing right
Well,
now.
yeah.
But a lot of people are going for convenience foods and
Yeah.
everything like that. But this actually works out to cheaper, and you can meal prep in advance.
And it's super
Plus,
quick.
Everything
This wasn't a
can be
day.
medicated.
I don't have a date. This was 20 minutes.
Well and cheap.
Took me
You-
here.
if you go
That's
and
yours.
just buy
Everybody's got some.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna skip this now. I'll have some afterwards, and I'll do some really quick fried shrimp.
Beauty.
So let me clean up here a little bit.
Let's keep this over here.
Yeah. Here. Put that there.
Now we're doing some fried shrimp. Love it.
I'm just gonna move this.
Yeah, I'm going to move this too.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So this one is
This is my favorite part.
a THC ghee that I make from scratch.
Yep. When you
All right?
a
So
ghee.
ghee is clarified butter.
Okay.
All right. So it's got no fats and
So it's not butter.
no, it's
All
not
right.
butter. It's actually the cleanest butter ever. That
You should
can,
smell it. There's first of all, this is pure. There's no chloroform.
Yeah,
in
nothing.
In a
It's
store.
all
Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll.
all natural.
It is. There's no chloroform. You're not going to die.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. There's
natural.
no chlorophyll in here. Like it's smell it. It
In a
smells like,
store that's incredibly expensive.
You know
It's
what
like
it
a
smells
luxury
like? It
item.
smells like popcorn butter.
So 900 grams of this in a store, not infused, is probably about $14.
Wow.
And it's you'll see it in the Indian people use this a lot. It's the healthiest thing.
It's rich and delicious.
I take that and I put it on my toast.
What is it?
Ghee.
It's ghee.
It's clarified
G-H.
Dude, I don't know.
It's just the better butter.
So basically, I'm just heating up
But it's
my.
not better butter because better
It
butter is like
is
the fake
garbage,
butter.
yeah.
I like that.
So basically,
Really?
I'm
I
just
didn't know that.
heating up my pan right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna take some ghee.
So how much cannabis is in there?
So there's 400 milligrams here. So I know there's 1 cup, which is 16 tablespoons, which will give me a 24.6 per tablespoon
Gotcha.
milligrams of THC. So I'm only going to use a couple of tablespoons because we only have a little bit of shrimp. It's in the. Do you want to? Excuse me. Do you want to grab me the shrimp?
Yeah, finally. Give us some help. Yeah.
So. That's 1 nice tablespoon. That's about 2 there. All right.
Should I put that back in the fridge for you?
The ceviche? Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Tell me what you want me to do.
Ghee can be. Ghee is not.
Doesn't
ghee
need to be
can stay-
refrigerated?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be refrigerated.
Okay.
It's got all the fats out of it, so
All
I mean,
right, beauty.
you can leave it out as long as it's, like in a cabinet or something.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna let that melt down.
I'm just gonna tell you, if you're making this, don't drive afterwards.
Right.
That's my. I gotta say that.
This won't get you. It'll give you a
Listen,
little
I'm
bit.
gonna say that as a physician.
Yes. Do not drive after you eat the Stoner Chef's food.
Right. At least the CBD stuff.
So we have
Or
some
the
tiger
THC
shrimp here.
Stuff. Whoa.
All right. So we got some nice shrimp I got from the
This
market
is my favorite part
yesterday.
of the day.
This might,
I'm
this
here
might be
because
my
of
favorite
this.
part
Yeah.
of the day too.
So basically, I'm just going to take a little bit of garlic. We got some shrimp or some butter there, and a little bit. I like a lot of garlic in my
I like
shrimp.
garlic.
I love it. Now, this here is something that I'm very proud of. This is a cannabis and keef spice rub. So this has got 14 different spices in it, and all bioenhancer spices. And I put 1 gram of cannabis and a ½ gram of keef in here. So basically,
Wow.
it gives it a good little bit of a kick, right? So
How does the keep cook? Is it like
I decarb everything.
Okay.
Absolutely, you have to if you're going to use it for medical.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is nice and hot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shrimp, and this won't take long at all. You could smell that beautiful garlic now.
You just throw it all in there.
Yep.
Touch them.
Oh yeah,
Who cares?
well, my hands are clean.
No, I'm just saying like
Sound like
that. I don't know. I don't. I know I put gloves on when I touch.
So you can see it's already turning pink
Wow, that's awesome.
because how quick it goes.
Yep.
So basically, I know I have a rag
Here.
here somewhere. Yeah, please, thank you. Thank you so much. So we got garlic there. I'm going to take a little bit of the salt, which is here. I'm just going to kind of
Looks
eyeball
amazing.
it.
Dr. Price, it's on the lunch
right.
pail, the top of the lid. No, his rag. He'll need it again.
Oh, here. One of these? You want one of these? Choose
Yeah.
one.
Oh, that one's for yeah. Thank you so much.
This is the best smelling
Podcast ever.
the whole thing. Is that mustard?
Yes. Plain old mustard.
I was always afraid to cook shrimp, 'cause, I'm
So
like,
it doesn't take long. Shrimp has its own thermometer in it. If you look at it, that's raw, that's cooked. You know what I mean?
the whole thing has to be pink?
Well, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? You want everything to be nice and pink.
Flip one more time for me and.
Beauty.
Yeah, perfect.
You know what I mean? You can see it
Yeah.
going. I'll crank it up so it'll be nice. So far we have just salt, garlic, the butter. All right. I'm going to grab a little bit of this mostarda. Not much. It's just for a little bit of flavor. I know it sounds weird.
That doesn't sound weird. I love
You want,
mustard.
you want to grab me a beer that's in your
Yeah.
please and thank you. A little bit of black pepper. You're at the bottom of the bag there, yes sir. Thank you.
Sam's got a mind of its
A little bit of the sriracha.
Come on.
All right, just for that heat. Soy sauce. Just for the color. Thank you, sir.
I missed that, you see? Damn it.
You got it all on camera.
Oh, right.
And a little bit of beer.
Wow.
And that's it, man.
Just let it sit.
And now it'll just like watch yourself. I don't want to. Come on, pass me the green spatula.
You sure do.
Thank you,
This
sir.
one has been splashed by
By shrimp.
oil, by lots of.
So basically, you'll just let the beer and the mustard mix in, cook out the rest, and then I'll simmer it down. Usually I'll put a lid on it, but I didn't bring one, so no big deal.
That looks amazing.
So very simple, very easy, quick. Take me about 10 minutes. So as you can see, it's going nice.
So now I'm looking at this. I think I would start with the ceviche because, like,
Is it okay to
That's
see?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's delicious.
I don't trust myself to make those shrimp, yo.
Just watch the color of them. That's all you gotta watch. You know?
Yeah. So this is pretty much cooked.
Fair.
I'm just kind of just want to leave the sauce to reduce a little bit.
Looks really. Oh, it smells great.
It smells amazing.
Everybody in this office building is going to be like, "What's happening?" What's
So
going
now
on?"
what I do is just to finish it, I'll just give it a little bit of lemon, right? So that it's got that lemon taste to it.
So there's the prep. You just know, like,
There, yeah. So I get the steam coming out. Sorry.
wow. So you have. So it's really kind of now. Certainly, it's infused. How much it's infused by
So-
is a little difficult to assess.
Yeah, because-
you put in the
because-
keef with the.
This is where the keef goes in now. This little spice rub.
Okay.
So I usually just finish it at the end because now I've cooked out a lot of the butter, right?
Right.
But I mean, it's in the
Save a
shrimp.
couple for me without that spice, because you know what I mean.
That's fine. No big deal. I know I have. Yeah, give me a plate.
Well, some with, some without.
that's fine.
I gotta,
No problem.
Gotta drive home and not fall asleep.
You
Yeah,
nailed it.
I got you.
split between all of us, it'll be a very tiny.
Yeah, that's what I'm
amount.
saying. So here's 3 you can try. You can try that right now. So
Oh,
basically,
that's too hot to touch.
this
Give it a couple minutes.
is like I said, very. I'm not going to use a lot of it because it's pretty potent. This stuff. So
Just a gram of keef, eh?
yeah, half a gram of keef and 1 gram of regular cannabis. So I use probably about a tablespoon there,
And that's just
for flavoring.
okay, but it's just ground flour.
Ground cannabis, yeah, like
Yeah,
bud,
ground
like bud.
Yeah, ground bud,
yeah.
flour,
So
bud.
yeah, bud. What I do is I take it and I decarb it all,
So
and then I grind it up.
So
into,
that's been decarbed.
yes, I grind it. My cannabis buds I grind up into a fine powder, and then the actual keef I get from when I doing my stuff, right? So I got a big bag of keef, and I don't know, bag like that.
Just a little bit.
Just keef, yeah. So, and that's pretty much done. This
That
is
looks amazing.
This is the different. So this is now the fried.
Let me show that up here.
So now I could take some bread.
That's literally what it made.
Very simple, very easy. I'll take this out of here. Here, let's do this. Turn it around. I'll get you guys some slices of bread. Hey, look at that, 4:30, perfect, huh?
Did it?
Good timing.
Beauty. It's almost 4:30. Beauty.
So we went over by.
It's not a big deal. I'm loving it all.
We started
always
a little
go.
late.
We always go over and
We'll get a meal out of it anyways. So
that?
we'll get a meal out of it anyways.
know.
That's good timing for a
We're all
podcast
sit
and a
here
meal.
and eat.
I can be late for hockey. I don't care anymore.
Sacrifices need to be
So how did you? Oh, you didn't try
I
that.
didn't try it yet. I'm getting there.
Yep.
Let's wind down.
Yep. I'm gonna plate this. You
Yeah.
guys can wind down, close it up if you want. I'll say my goodbyes from over here, and
All right. Let me get.
you guys
this
can
back
wind
here.
down. I'll set everything up here for everybody, and
Beauty.
then that way
Excuse me.
we're good to go.
All right. Then we have a meal to get to.
Sorry. I think I'm done using regular butter. I'm gonna try doing it with clear.
I think I will too.
Ghee. You're interested? There's an Indian. I'll send you a picture of
You
the
can
actual
find it.
stuff that I buy. It's right in the grocery store. You can buy it.
You can get it in Zehrs in
Yeah,
the health
Zehrs,
food section.
No Frills. I can't remember the name of the company.
Yeah, like you go to Nation, is that all?
Because I make a lot of butter. and
Nations probably has it for
Nation
sure.
has
Way better.
So.
Oh yeah, way better, way better. Here, pass that.
CannaCanuck, you're the only one left with me on my.
Canna.
So it's you and me to.
And I don't.
And all
I'm
kinds
not
of food.
chewing yet.
Close it
So.
up.
Okay,
We're gonna
sure.
close it up.
So we can eat.
So I think in general.
I'm back here. Don't forget about me.
Oh,
huh?
you're on my.
Yeah, I'm still back on my.
Coming back.
Okay.
Here, Ida.
We're all not chewing right now. So
So I think we learned a couple things. I learned a couple things today. First, I learned how to make ceviche, which I had no idea.
ceviche, yeah.
Had no idea how to make it.
You've had
Really
ceviche
good
before, though?
ceviche.
What's that?
You've had it before?
I love ceviche.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Here you go, sir.
Yeah, it's great.
Ida, yours
So-
is the non-infused because you have to drive home, right?
That's right.
So
Um,
I'm sleeping here today.
and function. So
I just gotta play hockey.
well, I think one of the major things that I learned from this whole experience is that when you're infusing cannabis, it doesn't have to be in shitty food.
No, exactly.
Or sweets.
You can make real food.
It doesn't have to be sweets. No
That's
cookies and.
I did
That's what I mean.
cooking classes and I did hummus, man.
Well, yeah, you can do.
Yeah.
You could do real plant-based medicine in real plant-based food, even if you want. You
Yeah.
don't even have to make
I
it.
think so. I think that's a.
I'm waiting for like the killer salad dressing recipe.
I think
So
it-
I have one I call the high Italian dressing.
Okay.
I like that high Italian.
It's made from scratch, so I infuse the vinegar, I infuse the oil, and I use even infused garlic. So, oh, by the way, Magical
Yeah.
Butter is one of my top machines. Love it to death. If anybody wants 20% off any Magical Butter machine, you can just go to magicalbutter.com and punch in Stoner Chef in the promo code. Receive 20% off. Tell them the Big D Stoner Chef sent you.
All right. So as we close, let's just. What do you have to plug? Go for it. Who wants to start? You start.
Go ahead,
there.
Canna.
Well, you could definitely follow me on Instagram at the CannaCanuck. Just keep in touch and keep an eye on that because there's going to be a lot of changes coming to the page. A couple more things opening up. But definitely follow me there and stay tuned.
Beauty.
Ida, here you go. I'll jump back on that mic. Just give me a second.
Thank you.
For myself.
These are the non.
So the ones on the.
You're trying to get me messed up.
No, I separated
Oh,
them. You can
this
tell-
side is the good
yeah,
side.
yeah.
They're all the good side.
For myself, you guys can catch me on Instagram at the Stoner Chef Canada. I got a bunch of stuff going on. So me and Canna are going to be at the Ontario Cannabis Festival in Binghamans. So that's one thing. We've got a bunch of other stuff going on.
This
That's
weekend
great. I
I'm
never
in
heard of that.
Muskoka.
Yeah, she's in Muskoka this weekend. Unfortunately, I won't
Cannabis
be there.
Expo.
I have prior engagements.
I would have loved to be there.
But there's so much coming up. Big
on
things
call
are
for
going
Carter.
with Cannabis Wiki and us.
All weekend?
I'll be going from country to country doing demos and food infusions from Jamaica to Ireland, and we'll have this all on camera. So stay tuned. Lots
It's
coming up.
amazing. You're doing a whole lot of shit. Yeah, this weekend I happen to be on call for the coroner's office. I'm a coroner as well, so in our province. So I'm here for Hamilton and Brantford for the,
Oh.
so. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
My
That's
wife used to pick
unfortunate.
those people up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
my
for, like,
wife,
Golden
my wife
Horseshoe or
was.
something?
That's what my wife did. She was.
Yeah, it's a
a
crazy
funeral
job.
director.
Yeah.
That's what she did for a while, and then
It's a
she
good
gave
business
it up.
to be in, I guess.
Yeah,
over there.
everybody's
Yeah,
just
wow.
dying to get in, huh?
That and taxes, right?
Yeah. I like that. There's a bar in Toronto. I like that bar. Death and
Death
Taxes.
and taxes, yeah.
That's what the bar is.
Really?
Yeah, man. All right, check us out on check out my Instagram at Dr. Price. Check out Tyler, whatever Tyler
Tyler M710.
and Lucas at somewhere Lucas L
That was awesome.
CAIJ.
LUIC
LUCAIJ.
the LU. That's
Fantastic.
right.
I got you, buddy.
You got it. And then listen to the Higher State. On
This is actually
Spotify.
going on live on Facebook right now.
Oh, this is going live on Facebook? Okay. And it's live on Instagram.
And lifestyle.
And
Thank you,
Lifestyle.
Dr. Price.
I don't know if it's on Lifestyle today.
This thing was recording the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were doing
Oh my
that this
goodness.
week.
I was standing right in front of that camera, shoving my
That's
face full of food.
Amazing. We'll love it. All right, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see you again
Thank
next week. Thank you,
you.
guys.
I thought that was just